In the last lecture, we generated the bundles of JavaScript files and assets of our Angular application, which we want to deploy to production server. Now we are going to deploy them to a hosting server. So in the last lecture, when we run this ng build command, it generated some JavaScript bundles and some static files, which was created in this dist folder in our project folder. So if I expand this dist folder, in there we have a folder with our project name. Now here you might ask why the project name here is set as Angular auth, but here you can see it as Angular modules. That's because if I open angular.json, there you will see that for the project, the name is set to Angular auth. That's why in the generated folder, the project folder name is Angular auth. Alright, and in this Angular auth folder, we have all our bundled JavaScript files. We have our website assets like favicon. We have our index.html file, and we have our style.css file. Now, these are the files which we want to deploy in the production server. And here we need a static hosting server. Here, we only want to host a front-end application, this Angular application, which contains only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So in the generated file, you will see that we have JavaScript files, we have CSS files, and we have an HTML file. So these are the files which can be served by a static server. But when we create a backend application using Python or C# or Java, there we need a dynamic server. But here we are not deploying any backend application. Of course, we are making some API calls from our Angular application, but these APIs are provided by Firebase itself. We have not written any backend code for creating these APIs. Okay, so if we would have created a backend code for APIs, for example, if we would have created the APIs in Node.js, at that time we might have required a dynamic server where we can host our backend code, our backend API. But here we have not created any backend application. We just have a front-end application which we have created using Angular. And from this front-end application, we are making some API calls to the Firebase server. So to deploy this Angular application, we simply need a static server. And there are many static servers where you can host your application. So for example, you can use AWS S3, which provides a static web hosting, and there you can host your web application, your Angular application. Okay, so this is one of the static hosting services which you can use, or at least you can check it out and learn about it. You just need to create an AWS account and then you're good to go. Another static hosting which you can use is again provided by Firebase. So Firebase also provides a static hosting service which you can use for hosting a static application. And I prefer Firebase because it is easy to use and we have already created a Firebase account earlier in this course. So let's use Firebase hosting for deploying our Angular application to Firebase server. So I'll click on this link and it will take us to the documentation. Okay, here we are. And here, if we scroll down, and here you can see that in order to deploy our application to Firebase server, first we need a Firebase CLI. So if I click on that link, it will take us to this page. And here, in order to install Firebase CLI, what we can do is we are going to use npm. So for that, if I scroll down, somewhere we should have this npm command. Okay, let's click here. And here you can see the npm command which we can use to install Firebase tools. So this Firebase tools is basically the Firebase CLI. So in order to install the Firebase CLI, we can run this command globally in our local machine. So let me go ahead and let me copy this. Okay, let's go to VS Code and here let me open VS Code built-in terminal. And here I'm going to paste that command. Now this command you can run from anywhere because all this command is going to do is it is going to install Firebase CLI globally. So this command can be run from anywhere and this Firebase CLI will be accessible from anywhere in your machine because we are going to install it globally. Let's run this command. It is going to take some time to download and install Firebase tool in our machine. Alright, so Firebase CLI has been installed. Now what we need to do is we need to log into Firebase. So now we can run Firebase CLI commands. And in order to log into Firebase using Firebase CLI, we need to type this command, Firebase login. When you press enter, it is going to ask for your credentials. So it is saying that you need to allow Firebase to collect the CLI and emulator suite usage and error reporting information. Just press Y here, press enter, and you'll be redirected to this page. Now you can log in from here by selecting your account. Here I'm going to select this account. I'll continue and I'll allow here. So Firebase CLI login is successful. Let's go back to Firebase CLI. And now the next thing which we need to do is, once we have logged into Firebase, first we need to move to the project folder. In our case, the project folder name is Angular modules. So I'm already in that folder. And from that folder, we need to run Firebase init command. And now it is going to ask for some options. So here it says, are you ready to proceed? Type yes or Y and press enter. Now it is asking which service do we want to use. So let me move this terminal a little bit up. So it is asking which service do we want to use. So currently this real-time database is selected, but here we want to use this hosting service. Okay, so I'm going to select that, and you can do that by using this down arrow on the keyboard. So here I'm selecting this hosting option, and we want to configure files for Firebase hosting and optionally set up GitHub action deploys. So this we don't want to do, so this is optional here. But if you select this option, the fourth option, there this one is mandatory. This GitHub action deploys is mandatory. So here I'm selecting this option because I don't want to configure GitHub. Let's press enter. Okay, let me run this command again. So basically here we have an error and it says must select at least one feature. Use spacebar to select features or specify a feature by running Firebase init. So again, I'll run Firebase init. Let's press Y. Let's select the hosting by using the down arrow on the keyboard. Let's select space. So it is selected, as you can see. You need to press spacebar on your keyboard in order to select it. Now let's press enter. Now it says please select an option. Now here we need to select one of the options. So we want to host an Angular application, an existing project to Firebase server. We don't want to create a new project, or we don't want to select these options. So here use an existing project, that option is already selected. Let's simply press enter here. Okay. Now here it is asking select for a default Firebase project for this directory. So here I'm going to select the second one. So if you remember, in Firebase, I already have three projects. The first project is Angular by Procademy. The second project is Angular HTTP client, which we created in this course. And then I also have a project for React. So I'm going to select the second option, this project, which I already have, which we have created in this course. So I'll select it. Now it is asking, what do you want to use as a public directory? So the public directory will be that directory where your files which you want to deploy to the server exist. In our case, the files which we want to deploy to the server is present inside this dist folder, and inside that we have this Angular auth folder. So I'm going to specify that path. So here we will simply type dist slash Angular auth. Okay, let's press enter. And now it says configure as a single page application. Here we want to configure this project as a single page application, right? And in the bracket, you will see that it says rewrite all URLs to index.html. So in our project, we have a single HTML file, this index.html file, and whichever URL the user will type, first it should redirect the user to index.html file. And since we are configuring our routes in our front-end application, we have not created any back-end application for routing. All our routes is present in our front-end application itself, right? So what we want is any route is typed in the address bar. First, it should go to index.html, and from the index.html, the proper component should be rendered in the UI based on which route the user has typed. So here again, let's select Y and let's press enter. And now this option says set up automatic build and deploy with GitHub. I'm just going to select no here. Let's press enter. Now it says in the folder dist angular auth index.html, it already exists. So do we want to overwrite it? No, we don't want to overwrite it. We want to use this same index.html file. So I will again type no or n and then I'll press enter. So now all the configurations we have specified, we have set. Now we need to deploy our application. For that, we need to run another Firebase command, which is Firebase deploy. Let's press enter. Now this can take a few seconds to deploy. So let's wait for it to finish. And once it is done, you will get a URL using which you can access your application. You can access your deployed application. So currently it is deploying our app, and the app has been deployed to Firebase server. And here you can see the URL, the hosting URL. You can copy this URL from here. Let's go to browser and let me type that URL here. Let's press enter. And now we are able to access our application from a production server. Now we are not accessing this application from our local machine. It is not running on the development server in our local machine. Now we are accessing this application, which is hosted on a Firebase server, and we are accessing it using this URL. Okay, now here let me try to log in, and again I will log in here using John Smith account. Let's type his password. Let's click on this login button, and we have logged in, and you can see the dashboard page now, the overview page. Okay, let me go to stats page. So now we are in the stats page. So our application is working as expected when we have deployed it in the production server. You can also go ahead and create a new task. You can see the details of a task. Okay, so if I click on this detail button, it will show us the details of that task. As you can see, we can edit the task. We can also delete the task. So all those functionalities should be working here, and our application is now deployed to a server. Which server? Firebase server. So in this lecture, we learned how we can deploy our Angular application to a static server. Here, we used Firebase server for deploying our Angular application, but you have other options as well, which you can choose from. For example, as I showed, you can also choose AWS for hosting your application. And to learn how you can host to AWS, you can simply go through its documentation, and there it will mention what steps do you need to follow in order to deploy your Angular application to AWS. And same is true for any other static server where you want to host your application. There will always be a document which you can refer to in order to check how you can deploy your Angular application to that particular server. So I hope you enjoyed this section. You learned how you can deploy an application to Firebase server. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask it. Now, after this section, there are two more sections which I'm going to cover. The first one will be related to standalone components, and then the second one will be related to signals. So the standalone component, it was introduced in Angular 14, and signals was introduced in Angular 16. So these are two fairly new concepts which has been introduced in the latest versions of Angular and which we are going to learn about in our coming sections.